So I joined O'Melveny in 1997. I really wanted to come to China, and I was a second-year associate. And O'Melveny had was one of the only U.S. law firms in Shanghai at the time. Now O'Melveny is the oldest U.S. law firm in Shanghai. At the time, my boss told me that I was an idiot, that China would never amount to anything. And it's really hard to think of China, which is now the world's second largest economy, that people would ever have any doubts about China being successful. But it seemed like a great big adventure to me at the time. The great thing is though I was probably young and stupid and I can't claim that I had any foresight, it's been every bit the adventure that I hoped. O'Melveny has done so many things. It's been the leader or been the first in so many things in terms of China. We were the first to do, when a law came out that allowed M&A, we were one of the first firms to do an M&A. In fact, I can remember drafting one of the first M&A agreements a week after the law came out. We were the leaders in helping firms like Morgan Stanley to do the first NPL transaction in China. When rules came out that allowed foreign companies to buy real estate in China finally, we represented Goldman Sachs in the first 5 deals that they did to buy real estate, to buy big buildings in China. So O'Melveny has been a leader all through its history in China, and I've been lucky enough to be along for the ride and to be a part of that. My beginnings at O'Melveny weren't so auspicious. I had done my research and I found that O'Melveny had an office in Shanghai, and so I sent my resume to a friend of mine who worked at O'Melveny in LA and asked her to forward it on to Howard Chow, who was the managing partner for the Shanghai office at the time. I then called Howard up about a week later and said, "Have you received my resume? Would you like to talk?" Howard said, "No, I haven't received your resume." I said, "Well, maybe I should wait and we can talk later once you've gotten my resumes." But Howard, being the entrepreneur that he was, he interviewed me there on the spot. It wasn't that easy to find people to come to China at that time. My follow-up interview was in a Motel 6 with maybe the worst Danishes in the world, and was with Larry Tu, who was then the managing partner of the Hong Kong office, and he was on home leave in Cincinnati, which is also my hometown. And so I drove out to the Motel 6 and he interviewed me there, and we still joke about that to this day. O'Melveny, there is a style of O'Melveny lawyers where they pride oftentimes being the most reasonable person in the room. Not the noisiest person in the room, not the biggest bully in the room, but oftentimes, and this was something that I learned from my mentors, that being the most reasonable person in the room, that you find that all sides of the negotiations are listening to you and are willing to consider what you have to say and are willing to listen to proposals that you have. And that in that way, O'Melveny is able to facilitate helping its client to achieve what are the most important things for our clients. One of the things that makes me really proud about O'Melveny, recent interviews I've been doing with potential lateral associates, they have clearly done their due diligence, and they ask me, what is it about O'Melveny that's special? And oftentimes I'll tell them, well, I suspect you'll hear this from other law firms, but we truly value the camaraderie, and we truly have a collegial environment, and we truly care about training our people, that people work really hard, and our senior attorneys have an obligation in return to train our junior attorneys, and everybody has an obligation to bring everybody up. And what's been really gratifying in recent interviews is that people who have done their due diligence, they've actually gone out and talked to ex-O'Melveny associates. And the thing they say, they volunteer. That's exactly what I heard from people. I heard that this is a very special place because people truly do care about your career, truly do care about developing you as a lawyer and as a person. And that's something that makes me really proud that to have been a part of that and to belong to a culture like that.